Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my March favorites, which I spent half working in the office, regularly putting on makeup, and the other half was spent working from home because my entire office was told to work from home permanently for the foreseeable future. So some of this is makeup based and then a lot of this just became like skincare based, really. So I'm gonna start off with what was definitely the most knockout item of the last month, and that was the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. This palette just blew me away. This is incredible, and it's a massive frickin' palette too. So I didn't buy this during the initial launch for the Textured Neutrals palette just because it's neutral, and I honestly didn't think I needed it. But the more I saw this palette, the more I was intrigued by it. And I just finally caved, really, and picked it up. And I am so glad that I did because this is phenomenal. The quality is unreal. Probably some of the best eyeshadows that I have ever used. The glitters, the pressed glitters, that top row, are the best pressed glitters I have ever used. In fact, they're probably the best glitters I've used, period. I can put these on my lid and not see them crease the entire day. And I'm not using any glitter glue or any kind of sticky base, but there is something in the base of these glitters themselves that will hold in place on my eyelids, which is unreal because I suffer from a lot of creasing problems. I have to use 2 eyeshadow primers just to get powder eyeshadows to stay put. So never in a million years did I think that a glitter pressed glitter would be able to stay put on my lid without any other assistance. And the colors are so beautiful too. My favorite is definitely Aura glitter because it's not just a purple taupey color, but there's some like green and blue and purple flecks in there as well. So the glitters are phenomenal. The mattes are dreamy. They're just so freaking lovely. And then the sequin formula is probably my least favorite in this whole thing, just because I don't feel like the glitter particles really stay that much on my lid if you work too much with the shadow, which is a little bit of a nuisance, not really an issue. They're nice, just not something I need. But the metallics in here, holy smokes, they apply just beautifully, like butter. They go onto the lid unlike any other metallic that I've ever used. They're just so soft and they just glide on the lids. I have a full review video of this palette with 5 different eye looks in it, and then I reused it recently for my social isolation get ready with me, like the start of that series, and I loved it even more in that video. I think it's just a phenomenal product. I know it was a little bit expensive with taxes and shipping and conversion to Canadian. I think it came close to 70 bucks Canadian, but I would happily spend that on this for sure. Knowing what I know now, I will buy basically any eyeshadow palette that she puts out from here on in, provided the colors are something that's interesting to me, because I am completely blown away by the quality of this. So can't recommend this enough. If you were curious about picking it up but just kind of hadn't pulled the trigger on it, I do highly recommend it. Okay, finally I can talk about a palette that's come back in stock. This Nastasia Beverly Hills and Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit has been a favorite of mine for years now. I didn't actually initially purchase the palette myself. My friend Julie picked it up and then let me borrow it one time to do a review on my blog, and I was blown away by just how good it was. But I think it went quickly out of stock after my review and I wasn't able to buy it for myself, and I gave her the palette back. And I was just so freaking sad because there's something really special about these colors. Anyway, so this wasn't available for I think about 2 years now, and they finally just re-released it, which I was not expecting because I thought this was just one of those things that was like just gone, you know, just gone into the void, into the ether, never to be seen again. But as we're starting to notice, most limited edition items do not stay gone forever, and I'm okay with that. I don't really see the problem with it. I am so happy that this is back in stock now because I can discuss just how lovely it is and encourage anybody who missed out on it on the first go round to go out and buy it if it still really appeals to you. All of the shades in here, I don't know, I guess they don't feel like they look that unique when you look at them in the pan. I mean, you've got 2 like bronzy amber ones here, and this one's a little bit like that too. You've got an orange one, a white, and then a more pinky one. And you would think that even some of these shades over here wouldn't really work on my skin because they look a bit deep, but that's not the case. Every single one of these highlighters looks phenomenal on my skin tone. And I never have to be worried about them appearing too deep. They somehow just sort of blend in and look beautiful. I've mentioned this before, but when I did that blog post reviewing this palette, the photos that I took of the highlighters are my favorite photos of myself ever. There was just something so ethereal about the look of the highlighter on my cheekbone from all of these shades that I still think about that blog post and I'm like, yeah, that was a good photo shoot for it. So I really love this palette. I've been in love with it for a few years now, but it was hard to talk about because you couldn't get your hands on it anymore. So I'm so glad that it's back. I think it's, I was gonna say, I think it's my favorite ABH Glow kit, but I do really love their like off color ones too, like, you know, the sweets with like a little bit of a purple tinge to it, or the Moonchild one, is that it? Moonchild one? With like green and blue, like those are really fun. Listen, in general, I just really appreciate ABH Glow kits, and this is one of my absolute favorites because I was reaching for it so consistently throughout the years, which I guess doesn't make sense why I was reaching for it if it was my friend Julie's. This story has gone like, not in circles, it just keeps going all over the place. Julie ended up decluttering this, which is why it's now in my collection, and I've had it for I think about a year now, and I was so happy that she gave it to me. But yes, absolute favorite, phenomenal product, can't recommend it enough. Okay, and the rest of the items in here are basically ones that I started using when I was working from home permanently. I've got a decent amount of perfume in my collection, but I don't tend to wear perfume unless I'm going out. It's not something I really feel is a part of my at-home routine. But in the last few weeks, because I've just been sitting at home, not really doing a whole lot aside from like video games and working from home, I'm not doing makeup, I'm not getting dressed really. I was like, okay, well maybe you can just sort of use your perfume up a little bit because that's a little bit of an extra boost. I like the scent, obviously. And the one I've been using the most has been this Lush Cosmetics Honey I Wash the Kids body spray. I didn't really pick it up that long ago. It was probably only a month or two that I did snatch it up, but this has become my daily perfume, I guess you could say. It's a body spray, so it doesn't necessarily last the entire day, but the scent on this is so freaking good. It smells exactly like the Honey I Wash the Kids. Was that the soap? Yeah, that was the soap. And then the shower gel used to be called It's Raining Men, but they think they've since renamed them all in that same scent profile to be called Honey I Wash the Kids. Anyway, it smells like, does it say on the back here? It does not, that's irritating. Oh, it's on the front. It's like a sweet honey caramel fragrance, and that's exactly it. It's sweet without being sickly sweet, I don't think. I've mentioned this repeatedly, that I don't love sweet scents, and yet I feel like I keep talking about sweet scents oddly, so maybe I need to like rethink about how I think about scents, because this is a honey caramel fragrance, so that obviously is a little bit sweeter than like the oceanic type scents that I normally go for. Anyway, I've been spraying this on after my showers. I do like one spray on my torso and then one on my back. Don't know why I started doing that, that's new to me. And then like a spray on each arm. And I've really been enjoying it. It's just nice to have a little bit of a different scent, I think, than the perfumes that I was using to go to work, because as silly as this may sound, those perfumes remind me of the office, and I'm not in the office, I'm in my own home, and I wanted to use something that was different. And talking this out loud, I don't really know why that makes sense, but in my head it did. So this has sort of become my at-home scent, and it's just a nice part of the process of having a shower, sometimes putting on body lotion if I remember, and then just covering myself in this Lush scent. So I've always liked the scent of this in the shower gel and the soap format, and it's really nice that I can now have it in the body spray. They did only just recently launch them in stores, but I'm assuming the stores are closed right now. So you could buy this online, I believe, but it only recently came to retail. So if you did want this, you'd probably have to go online at this point. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it. So because I've been home so much, I've been doing a ton of face masks. Partially because I'm home and there's not really anything to do all the time, and partially because I've got so many face masks that I might as well be using them up. So I think I've been doing a face mask like every other day, which is pretty good. And there's 3 here that I want to talk about that have been my favorites. This one is the Nivea Urban Skin Detox Purifying Clay Mask. And what's nice about this one is that you actually only wear it for 5 minutes. I don't always love wearing face masks because they can feel very inhibiting. Is that the right word? They prevent me from doing certain things because I either don't want them cracking on my face if I smile when I'm watching a video, or I don't want to put on a pair of earphones or a headset if I'm playing a video game because I'm worried about getting a face mask all over the headset. So the fact that this one is only 5 minutes means that I can get it done relatively quickly without moving on to like the next thing that I want to do in the day. And it is a cool like pale green color, which is kind of fun. And it's got this nice scent. I do tend to like the scent of Nivea items, and it tingles a little bit too, which I always like in my skincare. So this is the Urban Skin Detox Purifying Clay Baths by Nivea. I've been using that a lot. And there's another one here from Boscia. This is their Charcoal Pore Pudding Intensive Wash Off Treatment. I have a mini size of this, although it comes in a larger full-size format, because I was able to pick this up with like Point Perks at Sephora, I don't know, a while ago. I've got this one, I've got another one of the mini, and it's just a charcoal pudding mask. Oh, this lid is not gonna come off very easily. This one is almost done. It looks like a disaster right now because it's been mixed up a lot. I love the scent of Boscia products. Oh, it just smells so good. Slightly minty? Yeah, like clay and mint. This one is swirls of white and black when you look at it in the product when it's kind of untouched. But once you start to mix it together, it turns into a pale charcoal color. And this is pretty similar to the Nivea one, actually. They are charcoal. I think I just said charcoal, right? No, clay mask. What am I talking about? This one's a clay mask, this one's a charcoal mask, but I feel like they kind of perform the same. It's really just clearing out a lot of impurities in my skin. So that one's been nice too. And then probably one of my absolute favorites is this one by Ole Henriksen. This is the Cold Plunge Pore Mask. And I just love the fact that this is bright freaking blue. I'm not gonna pour it out, but you can see it in the cap. It is such a fun, well, I guess it's more like turquoise or teal. It is such a fun mask to wear. It tingles a little bit on the face because it is a cold plunge, so you will feel a little bit cool, a bit of a cooling sensation, I guess. And there is so much freaking product in this. I have used this more than a dozen times, not in the last 2 weeks, but like over the course of having this product, and there's so much left. Like I can't even bend it really anywhere. Maybe there, but that's a struggle. There's so much in this freaking thing, and I'm happy about that because I use this all the time and I really enjoy how it makes my skin feel. So I've been using all of these 3 masks the most, but I've been wearing like sheet masks, like little eye things too, and just trying to get through the products that I have because I have no interest in buying anything right now, and I've got a stockpile of stuff that I might as well be using. So it's been kind of interesting just using a different face mask every other day because I feel like for years I was at best doing one, maybe once a week, and now I'm just like cycling through them all, and they all seem to be working well together. I don't feel like my skin looks bad, which sometimes when you overload your skin with too many different products, I feel like it can have a reaction to that. But I feel like my face skin is pretty hardy, so it doesn't seem to be, you know, reacting poorly to all of the stuff that I'm throwing on it. Anyway, so masking has been fun. It's just been something to do while I'm at home all the time. And yeah, that's really pretty much it. So that's gonna be it for this favorites video. Thank you for joining me today. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep up favorites in the coming months because I'm just not wearing makeup except to film. Because I'm not going out, I'm not seeing people. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to talk about different products I've been loving throughout a month. But we'll see how it goes next month, and maybe I'll just end up talking about skincare. Oh geez, am I that person? I don't love skincare as it is. I don't know if my favorites should just become totally devoted to skincare. That might bore myself to tears. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you're staying happy, safe, and healthy, or as much as you can be. I feel like saying happy right now is difficult because like, who is actually happy right now? Oh, the world's a mess. Okay, I'm ending it now. I'll see you next time. Bye.